On the last episode of Bold and Beautiful presented by Pink Book Lessons.
This really happened to me. This ain't fake. So, let me show y'all this too. I wanna hide it, but let me show y'all this. Okay, so what does that say? Non-displaced fracture of proximal phalanx of right and index finger. Scalp contusion, victim of intimate partner abuse. Love you, Dad.
Love you, baby.
Now who lying? My daddy lying? My daddy lying? Facts. Facts. Who lying now? Who lying now? My son, Isaiah. How many times you had to come break in the door because mommy's screaming and crying for help?
I did a lot of times. Every single time I have an argument, I've been banging on the door, then we lock it, then we go inside my room or the other room, and we lock the door while we sitting there crying.
My kids lying? Come on now. I don't even want to bring my kids into this, but you ain't gonna lie.
This is another part of the long argument.
Why are we talking? We can pull over Uber right now.
Yeah, why you talking?
Let's do it. Let's see it. What you talking about? I ain't gonna be with no bitch disrespect me ever no more.
You will be.
I know better than that.
You will.
Way better than
You will. You will be.
that. I'm a bitch ass nigga. Oh, no, don't let you get an Uber.
When this first came out, you had women writing for this woman. Her life went viral. It was posted all over the blogs, all over social media. Had everybody believing that her husband was putting hands on her. But when I play the extended clip right here on this channel, throughout her entire story, she's the one who admitted to initiating physical contact repeatedly, fighting the man for his cell phone, his computers, sprayed him with pepper spray, all because she wanted to get his phone to see if he was cheating on her. She was about to kick him in his stomach where he had surgery due to stomach cancer, and that's when he defended himself with the tote. If you missed that video breakdown, you can check it out. The link is below. But yeah, she sat up there, she told the story incriminating herself, then she brought her son up, and people are like, look at what the son said. And I'm listening like, he didn't say anything but confirm that they always got into arguments. And we're talking about arguments where she was physically aggressive because she knew that he wouldn't do anything to her. So she was always popping off at the mouth and then running calling for help when he tried to stop her from physically coming at him. No different from the story that she told. She called her daddy on the phone trying to get him to go along with her, just like her son. Then she had her sister presenting more evidence that she thought made her husband look bad, and it only further exposed her verbal aggressions. Well, now she's saying something totally different.
Me having a broken finger has never happened. Me being punched and kicked, and like so many people made all these stories from I don't know what, but none of that happened to me. I never had a black eye. I never been thrown into a wall, none of that stuff. So when I say 6 years, I mean emotional and mental abuse. As people doing arguments all the time.
Take a second to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Click the notification bell for all updates. Not gonna waste any time. Let's go ahead and get into it.
And I want to talk about abuse as well, because a lot of people feel like abuse is just being punched on, pulled down the steps, kicked, and that's not what abuse is. That's not the only type of abuse. There's mental and emotional abuse as well. So when I say abuse, I'm meaning emotional and mental. Y'all seen a lot of take the test. I'm talking about that mostly.
Yes, she took a lie detector test, but she didn't reveal this. What questions did they ask you? And now she's admitting that she used those results to manipulate the audience. She says she didn't mean physical. She's now saying that she meant emotional and mental. I remember this from the first review. When her sister brought up all those forms, not once did she say physical. But regardless, everybody think, oh, physical. Verbal abuse is real. Mental abuse is still real. You can be abused mentally and verbally by someone you are with, okay? You can. And we all know if it had been physical, that's the first thing that she would have said. Instead, she was yelling while naming all this other stuff to manipulate emotional and illogical women. That's why no charges will stem from this. Let a detective hear this story. The full story I played here, along with her sister, without thinking emotionally, they're going to notice that this woman was the aggressor and attempted to exaggerate her story by yelling, bringing up cheating and crying, and kids. Not only that, they're gonna notice that there was DV here, just the other way around. She was the physical one. Her thought process before was to make the facts blurry, although she mostly exposed them, including yelling and showing kids to make people think more with their hearts instead of utilizing their brains and their ears.
Me having a broken finger has never happened. Me being punched and kicked, and like so many people made all these stories from I don't know what, but none of that happened to me. I never had a black eye. I never been thrown into a wall, none of that stuff.
They got it from you, mixed in with their own issues. She was the one saying that she dealt with this for 6 years. No, she didn't say physical, but the way she said it and how she was telling her story, then yelling and kept saying that she was crying, she made all of these people believe that he did something to her. And of course, she already knew that women would be on her side. She knew that none of them will call her out on her story where she admitted to doing what she did.
So when I say 6 years, I mean emotional and mental abuse. As people doing arguments all the time. So when I keep seeing this narrative of woman beater, woman beater, woman beater, I'm like, now I ain't say he damn pushed me down the stairs and blacked my eye and kicked me in the back. And you know, people just took it way too far. But abuse is abuse.
No, it's different. Where would everybody be if anybody can just prosecute people for mental, emotional, and all this other stuff? What do you think would happen if people can prosecute on feelings?
And this has never happened before. But like I said, I'm at peace. I pray for him to have peace. I pray him nothing but the best, success, and me as well. Happiness is found within. Yes. So I can't be up here preaching and telling y'all about self-love, and then I'm not even focusing on self-love. I gotta focus on self-love for me too. I gotta practice what I preach. I can't be on here preaching to y'all, self-love is the best love. You need to do this, you need to do that, you need to do this, you need to do that. You have to really, 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 really do the work. Can't just talk about it. You gotta be about it.
Now she's out here preaching self-love. You don't need to be on here preaching nothing. This is what I'm talking about though. The biggest failures are always the loudest and have the most to say, trying to tell women what to do. This is why women have been led down the wrong path. You need to get off live and take care of your 4 kids that's had a front row seat to all this foolishness. How are you supposed to help women do anything? Help yourself. Do you know how many stories like what she came out there saying, the way she said it, caused so many men in the past to lose everything? And then women are so used to writing for foolishness that they basically ignored her telling on herself in that whole video. Now she's coming out and admitting that she manipulated and lied to get supporters on her side. She's gained more followers from this, and all the women went to her online boutique where she's selling Magic City uniforms and purchased all her inventory. She's completely sold out. All over a lie. But you know what won't go viral? This video here where she's basically admitting that she lied, then went on blaming the audience like where did they get it from? Nah, this video, it won't go viral. In fact, she probably didn't even mean to address this because the live was nearly an hour long and she didn't even start discussing this until somebody brought it up and the video was halfway over. My case study was not about having any issues with them personally. It was showing a real life example of how these toxic relationships can ruin everyone that's around them and how you can't just believe a woman just because she's a woman. I'm just hoping that the kids get some help because I really believe they should not have been exposed to any of this nonsense. Let's go ahead and get the conversation started. Shout out to Tyrone W, Day, Waddy G, and Kobe. I appreciate all of you for your support. Don't forget that you can support this channel as well. Links to Cash App and PayPal are below. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.